Hi guys, it's Hallie. I'm back at it again with another reaction, and today is Noah Kahan's deluxe of his album Great Divide. I'm really excited. It's actually all I've been listening to all week. I can't get enough of it. I can't get over it. Deny, 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 all them horses, everything. It's just the first thing I wake up to. Like, it's just all I play when I wake up. I went to the gym today, tonight and I on repeat. Guys, I'm possessed. I can't think of anything else. I put it on at work. I'm making everyone's problem. So let's hear the new song. My cat is standing on the camera. Hey, can you get off the camera? Thank you. So I don't know why Noah didn't put like the songs as just like at the end, but they're like hidden within the album. So I had to look up which songs were added. It's Lighthouse, Staying Still, A Few of Your Own, and Orbiter. So let's start with Lighthouse, shall we? Right, it doesn't sound so happy, does it? I just have to, so they're in between Downfall and Pay Time Off. Okay, so I'm like trying to figure out if that has to do with like the songs it's near, like do the songs go into each other? Oh, pretty.
Turning your house into a parking lot. One more outfitter store that only the toys want. Sit where your couch was, say go ahead and call the cops. Feeding the flightless birds.
No, Noah. Oh my god, I was gonna let him keep going, but I couldn't. I couldn't stomach it. Ugh, they're getting rid of the house for, you know, tourists and urban boom and all that kind of stuff. And I love that line. If I'll sit where your couch was, say go ahead and call the cops, you know. I'm not leaving, they can drag me out. Like a tree hugger would, almost, you know. But this high note.
Feeding the flightless birds on the
Right.
hoping might return the foreground here. Don't go.
Oh, that guitar coming in. I need to hear that again. I need to hear that.
Hoping might return the foreground here. Don't go. At the wreckage of you. For storms there's light. For storms you last. When they fuck up your story, tell it the way that you told me.
Noah. I was having a good day. Serotonin was high. The birds were chirping. I saw a hummingbird. It's gone. It's gone. Whew. Feeding the flightless birds on the pier makes me think about, you know, something that's stuck. Someone that, like, can't escape, can't leave. And a lot of his stuff of his albums are about wanting to escape your hometown and never finding the courage, never having the money, or just never even trying. So I think that's kind of interesting. This person that he is talking about is like a wreck. Rather, they were like torn apart, like you said, like even their home was blown to pieces ish. And no matter like what happened to them or what they did, like Noah will always defend them. You know, they'll always like not allow other people to say bad things about them or see them incorrectly because he sees who they truly are. And that's so pretty. Ugh.
You were born with a face made for a missing sign.
Ethel Cain mentioned.
You had something misplaced that you'd spend your life trying to find. Still hear your name
like actually a big theme in like in this album so far has been like someone's in the hometown and someone left and that person just keeps waiting for them to come back. And rather like Noah's writing about himself in a lot of these or not, like still that's such an thing of like I comb the lighthouse and I hope to see you there in the morning. That reminds me of in Deep Dive, what is his name? Pete Dragon? Pete's Dragon in Pete's Dragon, like Candle in the Water. You know, and she looks for like she waits for her husband's ship every night from the lighthouse for him to come back home. When everyone else thinks he drowned. You know, it's like something like that. It's like it's so like it's the same with a porch light. Like I'll leave the light on at night.
Hope you're there in the morning. Burning your boat back to the ocean.
Is there a siren? Like a mermaid siren? That drum. Ooh, the flute back. Organ. I think that this is such like an interesting last two lines because I hope that you're there in the morning burning your boat back to the ocean, which my immediate thought is this person's going like full throttle, you know, away from town into open sea, but it also could be them literally setting their boat on fire and burning it and setting it back to the ocean as in they're staying forever. So it could go either way. In both ways, love. Okay, the next one is called Staying Still. So I've got to go find it. There it is. It's in between Pay Time Off and The Great Divide. Ooh. I like that.
We drank and I convinced you that the Wi-Fi small was the northern lights. Lately I've been looking at you harder, just taking you in. At the cast on your finger from the handbrake grip on your junkyard bike.
Please get off my camera. Please just like he just has like both his paws just like on it and he's like moving it around. I was gonna say that the beat is like really funky. Like it has like a very like I like it.
Handbrake grip on your junkyard bike. Your boots so filled with water, I mean soaking wet. But you could punch me in the gut, and it wouldn't hurt like watching you grow smaller on the back road.
Describing like driving away from someone as them going smaller on the back road hurts. At least that's what I think of, you know, seeing them in the review mirror. Is that what that one?
And I never asked for much, but I hope that Logan crumbles and gets hit by a tornado.
Logan? The person or the Boston airport? I have to look it up. I have to look up which one he's referring to. Yeah, Logan Airport. Dude. Do not attack Logan Airport. I need that airport. I'm flying in it. I need it in August. Chill.
And I hope that Logan crumbles and gets hit by a tornado. Oh, and I hope that Logan crumbles and gets hit by a tornado. Oh, I can't keep on starting over. Sleeping in a bed half empty.
Ooh, the bed was lower. I like that.
Sleeping in a bed half empty. Daydreaming.
must leave. Oh, but search for it I will. Oh. Oh. So yeah, like I said, I think before in another video is that like they have like there's a constant theme and actually the last like 2 albums before this of someone he's with that keeps going to Boston, which my immediate thought is my favorite Noah song, which is Mess, which is the person he's dating, lives in Boston. Um, what is it? What is that line? Like, take the 89 to Boston, see my love. I'll help her set up her new apartment. But yeah, it's just I think like another thing of like long distance relationships and dealing with that and like she has to go back home and then like you wake up, and it's empty.
I always say that the sunlight, 3 p.m. It's too soon to quit thinking, too late to change anything. I'm racking my brain for the one line that would change your mind. Showing you plane crashes online, couldn't hurt to try.
That's hey buddy, but that's so insane. Oh, I can't imagine like you don't want them to go and you're like, hey, have you seen the movie Get Help? Let's go watch it together. That's so funny to me.
Charles meets the sun. Harvard track team runs past my truck, stuck on Storrow. And I never asked for much, but I hope that Logan crumbles and gets hit by a tornado. 'Cause I can't keep on starting over, sleeping in a bed.
He comes to snuggle with me and then he bites me. Ow! Religiously. Go over there. Ow, that hurt. Hold on, I didn't even. This is all, stuff like, in Boston. Like the Charles River, Harvard track people are always on the street. And Starrowing is a real thing. Actually, look it up. Like, no, I'd rather be anywhere else. Anywhere else.
Put in love, put in hours, put in ceremony.
Ooh.
As it was, how you were, what was there before me. Never mind, I'll forget about it. I'll be good, I'll be fine, I can laugh about it. I try to keep on starting over, sleeping in I try to keep on starting over, sleeping
But this is very much like, long-term relationship. And it's like you guys get together again and then all of a sudden they have to leave and you have to keep going about your life. You have to almost essentially start over as if, like they're not there because they're not there anymore. And like him like spending this whole song trying to convince her to stay and then saying, never mind, forget about it. I'll be good. I'll be fine. I can laugh about it. I'll just keep on starting over. Listen, that was good. That was a good one. Okay, so the last two are gonna be back to back after All Them Horses, which I think that all of these streams are from me. Actually, I don't know. I think they're all from me. And then so this one and this one. Okay.
I was high when
Was that a bike?
I was high when I met you.
Ooh.
Life was something to get through. Picture frame in your bedroom of the one man that left you. Now I felt the spiral of the earth when you finally called me yours.
I'm hoping this is a happy album, a happy song, I mean, because like when I heard he got married, I was ready for a whole album like the song Forever. I haven't been getting that recently, so.
It's strange you saw me getting dressed in the hallway. You could tell I was falling or escaping from something. You didn't say a single word.
The hummingbird is back.
Didn't see me as a curse. The state of the summer blends us in with each other. We would pray for more thunder, for a night undercover. We were huddling like mice below an unforgiving sky. Too old for both of us to keep howling at the moon, to be cross-eyed drunk this young in the afternoon.
Who says?
Two souls in one truck and no money left to lose. Teach me how not to stare at you.
I'm hoping this is a cute song. Like it feels like it's a cute song.
I'll spend the whole night singing. Oh my, my, what a time to be alive. Young and dumb on the edge of the world. Oh good.
Ooh, I like that instrument. What was that instrument?
Young and dumb on the edge of the world. Oh good Lord, what it means to be alone. I knew well, I knew hell, and now I don't. Tell me, love, if the devil ever comes to make good on the debts that I owe. Wish me well, tell the stories I would tell. Go ahead, make a few of your own. A few of your own.
Okay, so I'm looking at it now, and I'm seeing like, good Lord, what it means to be alone. I knew well, I knew hell, and now I don't. So what I'm assuming is like he's been alone for a long time. He knows what it means, and now he's no longer alone, you know? And tell me, love, if the devil comes and our relationship ends and we go our separate ways, please wish me well, tell the stories I would tell, and go ahead and make a few of your own. Tell like the next generation, tell your children about me, tell your friends, you know? And it's like one of those things that's like, if we ever part ways, I can't imagine it being anything more than like amicably, because I'll always have love for you, and I'll always want everyone to ever love you to know me, kind of. And that's what I'm getting from it, which I think is adorable.
Once all the rain stopped, I was afraid you might wake up and remember who I am and remember what I've done. Didn't ask me to justify it. You just sat up and rubbed your eyes.
It's reminding me of the work song from Hosier, when my baby never fret none about all the my babe never fret none about what my hands and my body done. And, you know, and that kind of that thing of like, you know, I love that.
I grew up with a feeling that what's good must be fleeting. That if I'm happy, I'm dreaming, and I'm prepared for you leaving. I see that shitty beat up car.
Damn.
Oh baby, there you are.
Knowing people by their cars is such a funny thing to me, but like knowing it like by like a shitty beat up car is like really funny. Why are you being sweet? He's gonna turn on me any moment.
Too old for both of us to keep howling at the moon. Cross-eyed drunk this young in the afternoon. Two souls in one truck, no money left to lose. Teach me how to not stare at you.
That could also be like, instead of them breaking up, it could just be like him dying. You know, like karma is coming for him. The devil's gonna come get his soul. You know, and if I pass, like, tell our kids, tell your kids, tell the world, you know?
Wish me well, tell the stories I would tell. Go ahead, make a few of your own. A few of your own. A few of your own. Oh my, what a time to be alive. Young and dumb on the edge of the world.
Sorry. ruin it for anybody. But every time he says a few of your own, I'm thinking about Wonka, where he's like, the world of your own. Oh, Wonka, like, all roads lead back to Wonka, you know, in some way or another.
Feel of your own. Don't make you feel of your own. Don't make you feel of your own.
But it's also reminding me of Up, which if I seen Up edited to this, I'm gonna die. Because let's say like we're going like the route of like the devil's coming, that means that person's gonna die. Which meanwhile, tell the stories that I would tell to people. Go ahead, make a few of your own. So like if I die, live on without me. Go make your own stories. Go make your own adventures. You know, which is what made me think of Up, which devastates me.
Don't make you feel of your own.
Last song of the deluxe, The Orbiter, which is another non-explicit ones, which like this album has 1, 2, and now 3 non-explicit ones, which I think is kind of funny. I don't know. It's just a little thing I pointed out. But yes, Orbiter. It's already sounding sadder. I was really on a high from the last one. Last kind of too. You know? But Orbiter, I don't know. I'm just thinking about Satellite from Harry Styles. I'm also thinking about Project Hail Mary as we go about this journey. Great, thanks.
I look exhausted, oh stiff and awkward on the outside of the moment.
Me.
It's not my first time bitter drunk on a red carpet.
What red carpet was he drunk on? This is me though, stiff and awkward. Like at any kind of social event. Like I have a lot of my friends have a lot of friends, and so I'm always just kind of like, you know, there while they're talking to their friends. Bitter drunk on a red carpet. Picks when.
My first time losing.
Is this him losing his Grammy?
You said ignore it. Oh, California, so much more than some award show. You're no more important than an insect on a window. They'll see you climbing, but I won't care until you get below.
That is such a good depiction of fame and all the kind of stuff. And I just did a reaction to Fame as a Gun by Addison Rae, which got blocked, but hopefully it'll be monetized soon and you'll be able to see it. But yeah, I know. And in it, I was really talking about how like you never see anyone's like rise to fame. A lot of times it's just like people just like appear. Like I think you used an example of like Sabrina Carpenter, for example. Like my brother just like thought she just spawned at Espresso, but like I loved her for a decade before. You know, I've listened to all of her albums leading up to it. But like my brother didn't care until Espresso was everywhere, and he was like, she just showed up out of nowhere. I was like, she did not show up out of nowhere, dude. Like I play like singular act for him 1,000. It doesn't matter. But more to the point, yeah, they don't see you, they don't care about you until all of a sudden you're like right there at the breach, and then even then they try to just take you down because they're like, oh, they did nothing to deserve it, because they don't pay attention. No one does.
You said some people don't know why they're wolves. They just howl for the sound of it. Some will never know they're beautiful until the crowd points it out for them. But
I don't want to pause so much, but these lyrics are beautiful. You don't know why people are wolves, they just howl for the sound of it.
see it through a camouflage. I look back
That's cool.
at you, but I see it through a camouflage. I look back at you, laugh, and this is hard, but I feel this far. This ain't Border Town. I'm on alien ground. I'm a college kid.
This is like the opposite of Party in the USA. You know, like the idea of coming to LA and being here for work and for your dreams and all that kind of stuff. And it's like those are the two sides of the spectrum. Like one, you're like, you know, you're happy and you're thriving and but another one is like, this isn't where you grew up. Everything's very different here. The roads are very different here, the drivers. And you just feel like an outsider, and you can't wake your dad in. I'm a college kid with my windows down.
With my windows down, I'm an astronaut. You're the moon, I stare at you, I sing to you, I circle you.
Obscenely beautiful. I think it's kind of funny he shouted out Watertown. I don't know if anyone actually knows where Watertown is, so that's funny to me. This ain't Watertown, so I'm not. Well, he didn't he live in Watertown like after he lived in Vermont. It was like something like that. But this is not where he's used to. This is not New England, at least. I'm on alien ground. Yeah, he's somewhere he's not used to. I'm a college kid with my windows down, which I thought was another thing of just like in my mind, a college kid with his windows down, like driving up to the campus, like windows down, like looking at your new surroundings, like you're completely in a new area, in a new life, something that you've never really experienced before, but you're also kind of like anticipating it. You're excited, like I'm an astronaut, you're the moon. I stare at you, I sing to you, I circle you. And rather you is someone person, but also like I wouldn't be shocked if it was like the his dream. His dream, his what he's here in LA for, his singing career, the award he lost, it's something about that. Like it's where I'm feeling.
On a steel roof, leaks through the ceiling, hits the patrons in the ballroom. You said, oh, the baby, even God is trying to warn you. All this ain't for you. But I cling to my seat, and I clutch my claw, and I bite my tongue. I'm an aging wolf who lost the taste for blood.
I guess some people don't know why they're wolves. They just howl for the sound of it. At first, I thought he was using it as a metaphor of someone kind of vicious, someone that hunts and is like snapping at others, and they're not really like doing it like like sometimes like people there's things that don't make people mean. Sometimes people just are mean and they don't know why. They just do it, or maybe because they like how it makes them look and how it makes them seem. But now he's comparing himself to the wolf. Yeah, it's almost like he is the same way. Maybe it's also like wolves would be, because we're talking about in an LA aspect, are the people that like hunt for it, hunt for the fame, have that ambition, have that drive, and he's growing up. He's getting older, and he's kind of getting more tired. He doesn't have that same drive he has as he did when he was like 20, to run around and bang on record people's doors and get in. And he's getting older, and he's losing the taste for blood, of hurting other people and getting ahead, or of just like the rewards that come with the fame. Ugh.
Even anxious pups need the moon I have for you. I sing to you, I circle you, I circle you. I'm gonna lose you either way. I'm gonna lose you either way. If I'm gonna lose you either way.
The harmonies on that lose.
If I'm gonna lose you either way. I'm gonna lose you either way.
I sat here in silence for I cried a little. But there's some of the lyrics that I'm sorry that like I feel like I'm like really digging into this one. I didn't really do the other ones as much, but I think that this is probably lyrically one of the best songs he's ever written. I think that this is quite unparalleled, and sometimes it's rare that you get something and it's like it's so beautiful, it's so perfect. Two things that I was thinking of when I was going over it again. When he talks about, again, I'm always stuck on this wolf line. This wolf line was so perfect, and I think another thing is I don't know about the wolves and they howl just for the sound of it. I think another way you could interpret it is that people don't think about what they do, and people just do it. They don't think about the justification of their own actions. They don't sit and reflect on it, and I don't know. That kind of came to me when I was sitting there, and I was like, I feel like that's such a good way of describing people. Like he's sitting there, lost a Grammy, in a room full of just bloodthirsty wolves and people doing anything, and they're not really thinking about what it makes them. And I think it really humanizes him is, and he acknowledges he's like, but I'm an aging wolf. You know, I've lost the taste for blood. I there was once a time I may have had a kinship with the people in this, room, but it's gone now. And even anxious pups need the moon. I maybe stare at a wall, and I don't know what the song is about exactly, but when I see that, it makes me think he's talking about his mom. Who did he go to the Grammys with? He took his mom. Okay, so okay, so the moon is his mom. This song is such a beautiful song, and he's talking about going to this place somewhere he doesn't fit in, and he sees all these cameras, he sees the flash, he's anxious, and he looks and he sees his mom. And because of that, he no longer feels so far away, so far away. Another thing is, in the second verse, mom says, "Oh look, babe, even God's trying to warn you. Ain't all this ain't for you," which is something that like in Porchlight, and in I think another one that he says is it's about his mom, where his mom's like, "You don't have to be in this life, like you can just come home. Like you're not cut out. Not that you're not cut out for it, but like you're too good." And he clings to his seat because like even though his mom is saying like, "Hey, like maybe you don't belong here," you know what I mean? He wants to be here. He wants to be here so bad, but he just can't stomach it anymore. And it's like anxious puffs need the moon. So all of this is I howl for you, I sing to you, and I circle you, mom. The only thing that I've been kind of like sitting here contemplating is if I'm gonna lose you either way. And I don't know if this kind of has to do with like the two different meanings of talking about a Grammy. Like I'm gonna lose something either way, rather my mom or the Grammy. Rather like I get the Grammy and I go further down in this life. My mom is saying that like I'm not, I shouldn't be in it. I'm gonna lose either way. Or I don't know. I don't know. That's the one thing, but that long holdout of lose might be one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. I'm so obsessed with this. I think this is so incredible. Well, those are the four songs on the deluxe. And oh my god, they were so good. Orbital, I think y'all know, my favorite, but a few of your own. What were the other ones? Staying Still, Lighthouse. All four of those were incredible. All four of those were incredible. And I'm happy he didn't make us wait for them. Because if I had to wait 6 months, I wouldn't have known that song was coming, but my soul would have known that I would need it. God, and I think it also really, really, like, that last song really speaks to me, of all of that, because I am an actor here in LA from New England. um, and, yeah, my mom is kind of like the one that I'm always like, call her about the stuff that happens in the industry. Anyway, I think that this was a really amazing deluxe, and I think that this is a really amazing album. I talked to one of my friends, and she said that she didn't think it was one of his strongest albums, but I think I completely disagree. I think that, if anything, it might be his strongest. Whether just lyricism alone or instrumental. I think that all the instrumentals are so beautiful, and while a lot of them are, my friend said all the songs are acoustic, which is like not true. Yeah, there's acoustic guitars, but it's like not, acoustic is. But where I think that sometimes you can run into is when you use guitars mainly, is that sometimes a lot of songs can start to run together. And I feel like with this album, whether it's the strumming patterns, whether it's the material, or just all the other instruments that he's added to the background, they all each have their own individual highlight. And I think that's so powerful. And I loved it. I don't have anything else to say. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know your favorite songs of these four. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, night, evening, whenever you're watching this. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.